Joining right now is LFA bantamweight contender Justin Wetzell. Justin, you're sitting outside. It's beautiful. You got a tank top on, so the weather must be nice.
I mean, out here in Colorado, it could be snowing tomorrow, man, and I'll be out in my snow pants. So I'm just enjoying it while I can.
All right, man. You didn't get to compete too much, right, in 2020 one time, after so many
Hardly.
cancellations. But you picked up a solid win, solid victory at LFA 93 last October. Things are starting to open back up everywhere around the world in the US. How have you utilized the time in 2021 so far?
I've stayed busy, man. Things for me are essentially back to normal as far as like structure and the way our gyms here have been operating. I'm back. It's full, all hands on deck, full steam ahead. I've been staying. It really hasn't affected me much in the past year now. Well, I guess like when it started in the beginning last year, like when everything was shut down, then that's when it kind of had a hamper on my training. But the past like 6, 8 months, I think I've been back to normal.
At the start of this year was when they announced the Ultimate Fighter season 29, and they announced that the bantamweights were going to be on there. I figured that you would be an automatic selection for that show. Was that ever an option for you?
Yeah, man, it was actually when they announced it. My manager and a few coaches told me to like apply for it. I did, and they contacted me, and I actually made it to the final. I think it was like the 20 Castilles, and I was told I was going to go on a plane to Las Vegas on a Monday, and it was like the following Monday, and on the Wednesday before that Monday, they called me, and when you pick up the phone and they say, "Justin's the worst part of my job," it's not gonna. Well, they just told me you didn't make the final wave of people going to Las Vegas. So it sucks, man, because like I had my like you had to give them details for stuff like that made it seem like you were in like your jersey size, like all like clothing, just random like crap for like the stage or whatever. But it is what it is, man. It sucks, but I'm not gonna dwell on it or let it like keep me back.
Oh, for sure, man. You got a great team around you, and you're always training. Like you said, you've utilized the time. So, is there anything in particular like you focused on throughout the last 8 months or so, where you feel like, man, I'm really tightening it up in this aspect?
I'm always trying to work and evolve my like stand up and my striking game, but there's been a couple things on the ground too. I'm not really gonna dive too much into it, but like some new things that I've been trying to implement and play with here and there. I'm always trying to like change stuff, man. Always like you can't just be the same thing all the time, and especially in this age of the internet, people are gonna pick up on your tendencies and what you do quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure coaches are just dissecting everybody, watching film a hundred times, a fight 100 times, and for someone like me, it probably sounds crazy, but that's what you have to do to evolve, huh, in this sport.
Yeah, I'm kind of one of those people. I'm like a nerd about it too, man. When I'm watching other fighters, like for my friends or even like my opponents, I'm like, watch, wait, rewind, like, go back, yeah, like stuff like that.
Now, with you not having a fight schedule for some time, and you're training all the time, do you latch onto certain fighters and say, okay, you're in camp, let me get in there with you and help you so I could stay in shape or I could stay ready?
I mean, if someone's got something coming up, yeah, like help them out and stay ready. But whether like the intensity of training definitely changes when if I have a fight coming up or not. But other fighters having fights coming up definitely helps me be accountable to myself. If I get fat and out of shape, like I'm almost a worthless training partner to them, right? I'm not going to really give them the hard rounds to push. So yeah, like that's what I like about moving out here and having a big team around me. There's so many people and someone's always busy, right?
Mhm.
So we're always trying to stay in shape and keep each other ready.
Yeah, keep each other accountable.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
I think it helps though, right? Like sometimes,
Oh,
you're a
dude,
human being.
definitely. Yeah. Because I've been there though, where like I just kind of like let loose. The next thing you know, I'm like heavy and like I'm fucking tired. 2 minutes into training and just not like yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, some guys they train at smaller gyms. They're probably the best guy there. They
Hmm.
don't feel it, they just leave or they just say, "Okay, I don't have to go hard." But you're at a team where if you don't go hard, if you don't put out your
Yeah.
best, man, you can get you're gonna get fucked up. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a fun practice.
No. Now, I was peeping out your Twitter, man. Your Twitter had a few tweets, you know what I mean, that were interesting, and one of them were spies at elevation. You know what I mean? Before you tweeted that out, I heard some things in the, in the MMA world about certain spies or somewhere in the camps or whatever. But then you tweeted that out about some guys came in and started recording sparring sessions. Could you, detail that what actually transpired and give us some clarity on the situation?
Sure. So there were two people that showed up. I honestly can't remember their names. Asian dude and a black dude. It's the best way I could describe them. So they showed up and they were Ludwig students, I believe, and they were, they were being humble and this or that. This is coming secondhand. I was not there this day, but they were there and they were like watching rounds or whatever. And another coach there at that practice told me that they seen like they had like their phone out, right, and kind of like doing this shit. And he eventually went onto their Instagram, and there was like they made like a story of like them in an elevator, like saying, "Hey TJ, Dwayne, we got you, we got the rounds you need or whatever," just like talking about seeing like Corey spar or something. So it was it was weird because like there was an article about it, and Corey hit me up. He's like, "Yo, were there spies or whatever?" Because he was out of town, and he's like, I told him about who they were. I didn't know their names, and he's like, "Was it an Asian kid and a black kid?" Like, yeah. He's like, "Oh, fuck that. Those kids were like being all like nice to me and blah blah." Like just, but I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of what you would expect. So yeah, that's kind of my take on this, what I've heard on the story, and I'm sure it's gone by now, but I like saw the story of those two kids like bragging, like, "What are you guys doing? Like, if you're gonna do that, okay, but like, why are you like going like on public social media, like admitting that you're like doing that? It doesn't look good for Dwayne and those guys." I mean, it's whatever though. Like, I don't think it's gonna help really.
It doesn't look good for the Asian kid and the black kid, and it doesn't look good for Dwayne and TJ either. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know if
Yeah,
they actually sent them or not. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of speculation
yeah,
that could come from this.
for sure.
It's kind of weird, man. But it's not the first time we've seen that happen in this sport, in any sport, right? Like
Yeah,
some of the most successful people are people that sneak around and film other people doing,
for sure.
film their
Yeah, I
opponents.
remember. I remember back in the day, it was like the original one that made me like think about this. Like, oh, that's a thing. It was the John Jones and Rampage.
Yeah.
Like Rampage was accusing John Jones's camp of having spies or whatever.
You never know if it's real or not, but in this case, there's proof, right? There's proof that these guys are
Yeah, I
bragging about
mean,
it.
again, I'm a sec. Like I heard from another party, but I've seen like a legitimate like story of these people, and then the Corey himself saying, "Was it like an Asian guy and a black guy?" And that's exactly who it was on the story I seen of them like bragging about. And they were Dwayne Ludwig students too. So I mean, whatever. Connect the dots, I guess.
Are Dwayne Ludwig students, like, are they banned from coming in now, or because that's kind of a, you know,
Yeah. I mean, band isn't really. It sounds kind of harsh, but yeah,
mm,
like yeah, if you're training at Dwayne's, you don't get to come in and watch like Corey. Like it's just the way it works, right? Like
yeah,
him and TJ are about to go try to kill each other.
yeah,
Like it's just the way it is right now.
definitely,
Once
definitely.
it's all done, like it's all good. But for now, no.
Yeah, speaking of going in and trying to kill somebody, you got a fight coming up, LFA 109 on June 4th against Askar Askar. He was supposed to step in on short notice against Cody Stamen last February, and I believe he didn't clear medicals or something like that. But now you're facing him, man. So what is your breakdown of him and his style of fighting?
He's a tough, athletic man, dude. Man, he likes to go forward. He likes to go head on, and he likes to bring the fight right away. And this is my chance to kind of take his opportunity that he just had. I'm not sure what happened with the medicals, and it probably sucks, but I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna slow down his dream a little bit further. It's gonna be a tough fight, man. But I know when I seen this as an option, I jumped on it right away. I had asked for this fight like months and months ago because I had seen him fight before, and I just knew it's a fight. I know this is a fight I could win.
Yeah, it's mentally, you know what I mean, or the mindset heading in is like your audition, basically, your own little kind of contender series in a way, right?
Yeah, really, it is. I mean, this guy was essentially signed to the
Mhm.
UFC, and I'm not sure what the goal is either for him after this. You know, I mean, did he fail something? Like, is there something wrong with his heart that the UFC won't let him compete because of insurance liabilities? And if that's the case, is he ever going to be able to compete in the UFC? Like, what's the end goal? I know someone back home that actually got signed, Eric Wisely,
Mhm.
and he got to exactly where Askar is, and he had like a heart murmur or something, and
Uh,
I said, "Sorry, bud."
in this situation, man, you get this opportunity. So with training wise, you've been training, you know what I mean, and I'm pretty sure you've been training with Corey too, and he's been
Yeah,
preparing for TJ, and then that gets delayed, so he's extended his camp. So have you been working with him for like pretty much the whole year?
yeah. I mean, I was working with him before like COVID started, right,
Yeah.
and during, and yeah, I'm always around him and a bunch of other really good guys that you haven't even heard of yet, but will. And yeah, we're always. What's been nice about it is like Ryan Hall's been coming and like helping Corey with like teaching him, like showing him his game, and like it's kind of like a trickle down of that knowledge. And like I was talking earlier, just different things I've been trying to work on, like on the ground and standing.
So basically ripping people's legs off. That's what Ryan loves to do.
That is, man, I'm nowhere close to that guy, but man, that dude. It's fun like training with that guy, man. He does some interesting shit, and it's like I was like kind of laughing when I was sparring with him. Not and like I was like I'm not trying to be disrespectful, man, but it's just like he was doing really unique, fun things that like were really effective though, like insanely good at them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude was fun to train with.
Yeah, he's a guy that is hard to replicate. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
getting rounds with him is so beneficial.
yeah, it was fun.
So what do you expect, man? Like how do you expect to perform in this fight? You know, the dude is tough and you're tough, and this is going to be a high pressure situation for both of you cuz it could be one of those situations where the UFC told him like go out and get a win and then we'll sign you, you know what I mean? So you're winning this is a big fight.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's exactly his case where he just needs to get another win and then he's back in. So, you know, he's going to be hungry training for this, and I'm in the opposite where I want to make my spot. And if I put this guy away, I think my case is clear that I belong there. So as for the fight, I'm not going to give too much detail, but I think this is either going to be a tough drag out fight that goes all the way, or this could end pretty soon. Because I know how he fights, and out the gate, he likes to put his foot on the gas right away.
All right, sounds good, man. June 4th, LFA 109. I don't even know where it's at. Do you know where? Can you tell me?
Yeah, yeah, it's at Shawnee, Oklahoma, the Grand Event Center
Okay, okay.
Casino or something like that. So
Okay. All right.
yeah,
So we know the
there you go.
location. All right. Sounds good, man. If you are in that area, go get a ticket. It's open to fans?
I think so. It's Oklahoma, so it sounds like it should be.
Yeah.
Maybe limited. Get them now. Get
Yeah.
them now.